It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we'll have a rematch of Super Bowl 26. It's the Buffalo Bills and the Washington Commanders, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
Just outside of the nation's capital in nearby Landover, Maryland. Welcome in. We're getting a look at the enormous Northwest Stadium. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over them for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Here's Tyler Bass to get this one started. And off we go from Northwest Stadium. Return starts at the 9. They track him down, but a nice return in the end there, Brock. He's up to the 38. So the Commanders' offense headed out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by an elite runner, one of the game's top dual-threat young quarterbacks. He was taken second in 2024, Jaden Daniels.
Jaden's the closest thing we've seen to Lamar Jackson. And while there's only one Lamar Jackson, the two-time MVP, Jaden's going to push him a little bit in this league. He is a tremendous athlete. Over 1,000 yards rushing down the SEC, and he's just got the instincts, the feel to know when to run it. But, man, he can also sling it. A quick, compact, accurate release. I can't wait to watch this guy's skill set unfold in the NFL.
And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Making the tackle there, Joey Bosa. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you'll really break the backs of the defense.
He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Tackled on the play by Taylor Rapp. Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to 3rd down and 3.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
3rd down give to Robinson. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Another carry for Robinson. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Handoff now out of the gun. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Kate, I'll never forget walking into the Hall of Famer Dwight Freeney's meeting room with those defensive linemen. The late, great John Tierlink, his coach, he had a little sign up in his office, and it was sacks, and that money sign was the S, because ends and D linemen make their money with sacks. But you win games when they stop the run like that for a tackle for loss.
He can run it.
He made something out of that play for them. Everyone's so concerned with defending the pass, they didn't quite keep tabs on what he was doing as a QB, and it gave him just enough room to run.
Matt Gay on to line up this field goal. This from the right hash and a considerable distance. And this one had a brief chance, but not a good kick in the end. He misses it. And we continue to await our opening score of this ball game.
Looked like the snap was good. No issues with the hold. But sometimes that plant foot, it just slides on you a little. And these kickers, man, they are so finicky. One little breakdown in mechanics, and the kick winds up off target.
All right, excellent field position for the Bills as they set up 1st and 10. Allen taken right to the air. This is reeled in by Joshua Palmer. And a solid gain there, gets him across the 45 before he goes out.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
He'll take the option to the right on 2nd down. And he's able to get this down to the 36. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss, some really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
First tone of the game for James Cook. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27.
Even though that run did not net them a 1st down, I can promise you this, Kate. I promise you. I know how it works. They're going to circle that one. They're going to remember that one. And when they need some key yards on the ground, they'll come back to that call later.
Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. From the 27. This ball's cut by Palmer. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Now the shotgun give to Cook. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
Up to the line, and they're set, 1st and 10. From the red zone now. He's got this complete to James Cook. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line.
This running back is a mismatch maker. That's how I label him on my little sheet right here. Right under his bio, this guy just creates matchup nightmares for every defender on the field.
In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. Working from the gun, it's Allen. He's got it. Touchdown, Buffalo! He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you could go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Tyler Bass on now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bills will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Bass now to kick this away. He'll begin his return from the 11. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Back out run the Commanders for their second drive of the game. They left a few on the table their last time out, Brock, settling for a field goal try that missed the mark. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Daniels. Finds him over the middle. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Now there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the gun, it's Robinson. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Ed Oliver there to make the stop. No gain on 2nd down, and they need 2 here on 3rd.
Big man up front said, "Not in my house." Let me tell you, Kate, once you're in the grasp of one of those big old fellas on the D-line, you're done. They would say it on the East Coast like this: it's over. Over.
Robinson on the inside give. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That's one of those plays, Kate, as an offense that just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, well, it sure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
Commanders punting on 4th down, and they're going to bring out the ever-reliable lefty vets, Tressway. And this one is crushed. Wow, beautiful punt here. That is going to go for 60+. Here comes the Bills offense for their 2nd drive of the game. And they take the field exactly where they want it to be, Brock. Up a touchdown early, and with the home crowd a little quieter than normal.
I'm not going to lie to you, Kate. I think most quarterbacks, competitors love playing on the road when they do just this. Just quiet them, right? Turn them against their own team. They were quiet after that opening touchdown. You score another one, they're going to start to murmur, and we might even hear a few boo birds.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Allen. Escapes out to the left. Now he takes it.
Well, this is in every quarterback's tool belt, even the ones not regarded as the best movers and shakers. But, Kate, to play QB in the league today, you've got to be able to do this. If you've got nobody open, still get some positive yards with your legs.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Operating from the gun, it's Allen. Complete to Shakir. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. He manages a gain of 8 there. And that's good for a Bills 1st down.
That pitch and catch won't show up as a big play on the stat sheet, but it gives his own defense a little time to rest. It gives an offensive coordinator a new set of downs to work with.
Shakir in motion right. Throwing now on 1st down, Allen. Connection made to Shakir. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 42. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he takes it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. The Bills pull that in front further, 13-zip. Keon Coleman, the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. A quick 2nd score for him, Brock, already. And we aren't even out of this opening quarter yet.
I think I just saw that D coordinator rip up his game plan down on the sidelines, because you got to find some new resources here. You got to dedicate more bodies, more physicality to this playmaker, because we know in this league, when you get a guy going like this, they're going to go to him until you stop him.
Bass on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bills drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Bass now to kick this away. Has it at the 11. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. This our last play of the quarter. Daniels on first down. He finds Brown right side. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. So before they can set up for another play, we've hit the end of the first quarter. It's a two-score game early. We're back to Northwest Stadium right after this. Time now for the second quarter. Commanders in possession. They'll try to attack this deficit starting with 1st and 10. Daniels from the pistol. Into the hands of Terry McLaurin. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. This is Robinson. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains.
Kid, I'll give some credit to the defense there. Limited the gain to the outside, contained him for minimal yardage, but it was going to be tough to stop him from getting a first down as close as they were to the sticks.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. An option give to Robinson. And they're all over him again. He's dropped at the line of scrimmage. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
First carry now for Austin Eckler. Works his way to the 35. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the 2nd level and beyond.
All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. Staying with Eckler. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. From the gun, it's Daniels. He's on the move. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
All right, it's a nickel set for the Bills. 3rd down. Shotgun snap to Daniels. He has the first over the middle. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. It's a gain of 12 there. And the Commanders will have a 1st.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, But I don't know how you test courage at the combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
And he'll push them down to the 6-yard line. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
Samuel comes in motion left. On 2nd down, Robinson. And they'll make this stop after a small push to the 5. Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to 3rd down and 3.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game, the type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
3rd and short, Daniels. And they will score! Touchdown, Washington! The Commanders make it a one-score game in the first half. Terry McLaurin with the touchdown. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Commanders chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. On the return, here comes Davis. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. The Bills and Keon Coleman running out to the field. And we'll see if the perfect start can continue as they try for their 3rd touchdown in 3 drives. They've got first down from the 31. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Complete to Coleman. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. The rookie from Michigan, there that time.
Kate, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
2nd and 1. Escapes the pocket. He's going to tuck it and run. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
Obviously, a defense wants to take away all the reads and prevent any kind of big throw for the first down. Fine. Well, this QB, he'll just lower his head and gash the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game.
They've got first down from the 31. This one's a little touch pass forward to his man coming across. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Hey, don't get me wrong, Kate. Every defensive guy, they watch tape in their own ways. But linebackers, well, they're a little bit like quarterbacks. They got to develop that sixth sense by watching that tape so they can diagnose and get home in a hurry like he just did.
Here's 2nd and 11. He's on the move. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
This offense has been in a rhythm, settled in and found it in the first half, but hopefully that sack for this defense can disrupt that rhythm just a little bit. Kind of reminds me, Kate, in baseball when you're facing an elite pitcher, just get somebody on base. Just make that pitcher think a little bit. Hopefully that sack for this defense does the same to the QB.
This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. Complete beyond the marker. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down. We've hit the 2-minute warning now from the nation's capital. The Bills trying to make some noise before halftime. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Throwing now from the gun. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
And his pass is going to fall incomplete. Looking for the back that time. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Play action now. Allen bails out of the pocket quick. He's running for it. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it 1st and goal.
That is so demoralizing for a defense. You lock things down in coverage. You do everything right on the back end, only to see the quarterback escape, evade the pressure, and get that 1st down anyway. Ugh.
Might be trying to power this across, Brock. They've got 3 tight ends out there. It's 1st and goal. Davis goes up and over for the touchdown. The Bills grow their lead just before halftime. Well, we all knew what was coming when they got into that goal line formation, didn't we, Brock? And they just pound the rock in for an old-school touchdown.
I just sometimes love that stuff. Nothing fancy, nothing cute. Here's our formation. You know we're running right at you, and we challenge you to stop us, and you can't.
Bass on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bills double their lead to 14. Bass now to kick this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. The home team's ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. They got the job done their last time out, still trailing by a lot, though, so they're going to need a repeat of that touchdown here. First and 10 now from the 30. Daniels makes the grab in bounds left side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They got 24 yards on the play. And that'll be good for a Washington 1st.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Bills get the football on the first turnover of the contest.
Oh, the QBs in this league, they love their slot guys. We see it all over the NFL, that close relationship between quarterback and slot receiver. They play in such, well, just such chemistry. But then when you get a defender that can get in the middle of it and mix it up and read and react in that kind of way, you get interceptions right out of the slot. That is a job well done.
The Bills set to take over offensively. And eventually, Brock, one of their drives is going to fail to reach that end zone. But through 3 possessions so far, they have been perfect.
Yeah, and in order for that to happen, somebody somewhere on this defense has got to rise to the occasion.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Moore going to motion over right. 1st and 10. Here's Allen. Into the hands of Elijah Moore. And he'll be out of bounds right along the 40.
There's no routes on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Back now, pressure on its way. That's more on the quick slant. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. That one ends up a gain of 6. And that's good for a Bills 1st down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
Allen now on 1st down. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Quan Martin with the pick. And the Commanders take over just shy of the 40. Well, Brock, if you like defense, you are loving what you're seeing right now. Consecutive drives that have ended in interceptions. It's become a real defensive battle.
Well, let's see here, Kate. We got 1, we got 2. Do I hear a 3rd interception in a row? I'll tell you this right now. These defenders, they are squashing that thought. The defenders are offensive guys with bad hands because they're making it happen, taking the ball away.
The Commanders head out now late in the 1st half. And with all their timeouts remaining, Brock, they may be able to put a little something together here before halftime. Commanders starting out in a good spot this drive as they get set. 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. And he goes down. The Bills got to him. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their 1st. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. All right, here we go. 2nd down. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Washington calls it 2nd timeout. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Out of the gun, Daniels. That's complete. Here's Brown. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Give him 30 yards on that one. And the Commanders will have a 1st.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Only time left for 1 more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. Little more than a chip shot. This is 25 yards. Up and good from Fairbairn. And that'll get him back to 11. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Bills leading. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to Orlando. Turn things over to our buddy Jonathan Coachman in the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. With that, the two squads are headed out of the tunnel. So let's get you back out to Kate Scott and Brock Heward.
All right, thank you, Coach. And we are back and about set to begin the second half. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. On the return, here comes Davis. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. So to begin the third, it's going to be the Buffalo offense we see first. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Slot man motioned over. First down throw for Allen. Dump off caught by his back. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident a screen would get them enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
Big play to begin the drive. That's up to the 37. Throwing now on first down, Allen. Shakir with the grab. And he's out of bounds just past, looks like, the 40-yard line. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 42. Has him on the quick hitter. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. On first down, Allen. Big catch is made, and he got the feet in too. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
Allen setting up play action. Flushed out of the pocket. He tucks it and takes off. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Well, there was no sense in taking a risk down the field when a first down was just a run away. They'll get to reset now and figure out just how they want to attack a new set of downs.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Shotgun handoff now to Cook. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and goal from the 6. Working from the gun, it's Allen. And he takes it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. The Bills grow the lead coming out of halftime. Well, Brock, not much to say other than the fact that this offense on point. They are just clicking today.
Just rolling. I mean, this is clinic. This is what I call teaching tape. Being well prepared, and more importantly, going out there and executing at a high level.
Bass on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bills push their lead to 18. Bass now to kick this away. Return coming here from the 12. And they'll start this drive in good position, a little shy of the 40. Washington ready to go on offense as they take the field. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw in their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. Commanders starting out in a good spot this drive as they get set. 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
If there's ever a play we could call garden variety in the NFL, I think we just saw it right there. That's an uneventful run and a pretty sound stop there defensively.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Short pass brought in. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. And the Bills bringing out an extra defensive back. 3rd down coming up. Option play. Here's a give to Eckler. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Here's a counter give to Robinson. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
Well, no springing a big play on that one. It's just going to simply be used as a setup play, whether that's another run or eventually what I love, setting up a play-action pass off that counter action.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 43. He gets this one to McLaurin. And he works this to the 38 before going down.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win, too. Sometimes you can get to win-win.
Third down give to Robinson. And they bring him down around the 34. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a 1st down.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there. Making a really close measurement to see if he got the 1st down or not. But in the end, well, the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains.
This set it down starts with an option right. And he gets up for a gain of about 4.
You know, gains that seem a little tougher to get against a front, gosh, this QB just makes routine. Such effortless running to pick up a handful on that designed run.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 29. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Even from the booth, Kate, I could hear it. I could hear that front 7 telling the guys on the back end, hey, all I need is a couple seconds of lockdown from you guys, and I'm going to get to this QB. You promise that you deliver? And that's exactly what they did, wasted no time in getting that sack.
Gotta figure out this 3rd down here. shotgun snap to Daniels. He completes it in traffic. They gain 14 on the play. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Daniels. That's taken in by Samuel. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
You know, they really love that drag route because he's one of those guys that can count on not only to make the catch, but create after the catch. If they don't close on him quickly, he can add a lot of yards before someone tracks him down.
1st and 10 are under Robinson. And they bring him down pretty quickly at the 10. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Trying an option here, play to the left. And he's brought down for a loss.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. To throw, Daniels. Escapes the pocket. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. So that field goal gonna have to wait a little bit longer. That's the end of our 3rd quarter. It's not quite over yet, but it'd take a pretty miraculous comeback. We've got a 3-score game as we get set to start the 4th quarter. Matt Gay on to line up this field goal. A very short kick here from the right hash. Up and good from Fairbairn. And that lowers the deficit to 15.
This is a case of, well, just get what you can on the way out the door, Kate. It's already out of reach. Just take the 3, let your kicker get some points, and make it a hair closer in the box score.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Return coming from the 14. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Bills and quarterback Josh Allen ready to get back to work now on offense. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're scoring like that, Brock, it normally means you've had a pretty darn good game. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Allen. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
Allen fires out wide complete. And he's brought down after a short gain. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. Trying it left side with Cook. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
It's after plays like these, Kate, I love to study the body language. What is that offense doing after getting stuffed inside on a run like that? And more importantly, how much does it energize that defense?
Here's Jake Camarda to send it skyward on 4th down. And thankfully, he hasn't been needed until the final quarter. And this one is away, and he got all of it and then some. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The Commanders all set to regain possession. And you and I both know, Brock, they, like so many teams in this league, fans of establishing the run to begin a football game. Well, I'm looking at my watch, I'm looking up at the scoreboard. We're sometime into this one now, and they still haven't been able to establish it against this defense.
Yeah, kind of like when we walk into a defensive meeting room and sit with the D coordinator, and what is his #1 premise each and every week? Stop the run. Stop the run.
Yep.
Because you know if you create that kind of imbalance and you take away the run, you have a chance of playing pretty good defense like they've done.
Here's Robinson up the middle. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. Big gain, 14 on the play. And the Commanders will have a first.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on 1st down. You just want some yards to set up an easier 2nd down play. But they will take that execution every time.
Daniels from the pistol. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Taron Johnson has it.
Well, that's now his 2nd time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the 2nd on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
Buffalo sending its offense to the field. First and 10 from the 41. Straight ahead, here's Cook. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
From the 35 on 2nd down. Cut out left. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line.
That's just discipline with a capital D. The play in the huddle is a running back screen, but it takes discipline for that offensive line to not get downfield. Discipline for that receiver to stay alert, stay aware that he's a viable option as well.
3rd and just 2 to go. Blitz coming here. Allen. That's incomplete left side. Looking for his wide receiver there. And that leaves them with a decision to make on 4th and short.
You know, Kate, my years in Indianapolis with Peyton, he loved to know the tendencies of a defense. In 3rd and short, more often than not, all across the league, you get man-to-man coverage. It really is a good time to throw. Unfortunately, couldn't execute that pass in a 4th down instead.
And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. They hit him for 5 yards on 4th down and get the successful conversion.
4th down, pressure on him. He was not backing down for a second. Nice effort to carry the rock. More importantly, for his offense to get a 1st down.
A new set of downs. From the shotgun, it's Allen. Completed over the middle. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Allen to throw. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. We send a man in motion. Allen on 3rd and short. Cook calls it in. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. That's a gain of 13, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that 1st down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
1st and goal now as they try to pad this lead. Again, Allen to the air. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete.
Well, the QB right there, he put it pretty close to the sidelines to begin with. And the defender, well, that was a nice job. Just simply put a hand out there and let me just encourage the ball to fall incomplete.
So after the incomplete pass, here's 2nd and goal. Now the shotgun give to Cook. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
Third and goal for Allen. And he scores. It's a Buffalo touchdown. The Bills make it a 3-score game in the 4th. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Bass on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bills grow the lead now to 22 points. Bass now to kick this away. He'll bring it out from a couple yards deep. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Commanders set to take over. And you know that interception is in the back of their minds as they head back out there now. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Offense in the hurry up here. 1st and 10 now. Here's Daniels. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
My goodness, was that some kind of speed off the edge. There's only a handful of tackles in this league that have the lateral movement to stay in front of an end like that. It may be time for this quarterback to start mixing up his cadence, his count, certainly making sure this defensive end can't get off the way that he has.
Offense to the line for second down. Another try following the sack. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And then brings up third down.
That was a situation where he got the time in the pocket he needed. There just wasn't anyone open to throw it to. It got to the point he had two choices as that clock is going off in his head. Force a throw and risk a pick, or just get rid of it and cut your losses on the play.
Third and long for him here. Connects on the crosser. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Here's Daniels. Fits it through the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Give him 24 on that play. And that'll be good for a Washington first. Trying to set this up quick. Again, Daniels to the air. He'll get it complete to Brian Robinson Jr. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. Washington calls it second timeout. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting the first. And they've got themselves another first and 10. From the red zone now. This one's caught. And this is down all the way to the 3. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got first and goal.
Move the chains. Got to move them chains. Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
Clock working against them here as they hurry to that line. Out of the gun, Daniels. And look at the footwork there. Touchdown. The Commanders get it back to within 2 possessions. Terry McLaurin with the touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate.
Yep.
You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
The Commanders leaving their offense on the field. We got a 2-point try coming up. He's throwing for it. He's on the move. And he's going to cross for the score. They trim that deficit down to 14. Ooh, you could feel the greater sense of urgency from him there, Brock. Trailing on the scoreboard, and he took the initiative to convert that 2-point try.
Yeah, you always need your quarterback to be able to manufacture points, but especially when you're down. He's got the license to improvise anytime. And what a confidence builder to everyone around him when your QB can make something out of nothing.
So even after the score, they're still down 2 possessions. Time not exactly on their side as they try this onside kick. And the Bills are going to recover the football, and that should lock up this win. Even with that kick, there wasn't much chance of pulling off the comeback, and now that they've failed to recover, partner, I'd say this one officially over and done with.
They went out taking every chance they could, right? Swinging as much as possible, but you just can't have this big a deficit this late in the game. Pete Carroll likes to say, can you win a game in the first quarter, the second quarter, third quarter? Nope. You win it when it matters in this league, and that's finishing in the fourth.
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee. Final timeout taken by the Commanders. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. Lining up to take a knee on second down. The Bills take a knee, and they'll let the seconds tick away in this win.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
Setting up for the kneel down on third. They drop to a knee, and what little time we have left here is going to tick down. So the Bills fight their way to a win on the road. And it was a game for fans of high-scoring football, wasn't it? I know Brock was enjoying seeing both of these offenses work, and really not a lot to dislike from either group. Just one side working at a slightly better clip than the other. That was the difference in the win. So for Brock Eward, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. It's a win for the Bills, as with that, we sign off from DC.